Y'all, they gotta bring back game rentals. So last week I talked about why it's okay to not beat your games, and that stemmed from getting through games in my backlog that I just wasn't feeling or was just satisfied with what I played. But here's the thing, the problem with the backlog and struggling to beat games is a bit of a more recent development for me. I'm using recent loosely here, I'm a 34-year-old unk after all. But in my gaming heyday as a teenager through my early 20s, I didn't buy every game I wanted to play. Predominantly because limited monies meant that if I was dropping coin on some new heat, then it's because I knew I was going to be about it, but also because I didn't have to buy every game I wanted. See, growing up in the late 90s and early 2000s, one of my favorite Friday night rituals was hitting the Hollywood Video. There was no better pairing than a sick-ass anime or martial arts movie and whatever new heat lined the gaming wall. I played so many games through rentals back in the day. It was not uncommon for a game to be 8 to 12 hours, and as a teenager with absolutely no motion, I could get through a game I was curious about over a weekend. Heck, that was how I beat Batman Arkham Asylum. Renting games allows you to explore genres you might not go for or try out games you're unsure of with very little risk. I freely admit I was a sucker for a movie tie-in game growing up. It would not be uncommon for baby me to see a big summer movie, then head to a Blockbuster or Hollywood Video and rent the tie-in game. While they were often mid or downright garbage, it was always a pleasant surprise when one hit. Renting is how I found out Transformers Revenge of the Fallen had a surprisingly dope multiplayer suite. That Wanted Weapons of Fate was short but did a solid job translating bullet curving into a fun gameplay mechanic. And that to this day, X-Men Origins Wolverine, Uncut Edition, is still one of the best tie-in games to ever do the damn thing, and, I'm holding the new Insomniac Wolverine up to that game. Do you know how crazy that is? Renting games also helped me avoid buying games that I didn't get jiggy with. It helped me dodge a bullet with Dragon Ball Z Sagas, Aliens Colonial Marines, Death by Degrees. That one hurt. I love me some Nina. Renting games let you take chances on games that may have looked cool, but you didn't want to commit your full dollar to. I can tell you right now, my backlog would not be nearly as deep if I was able to rent some of the games that I already own. But sale prices have pretty much become the new version of renting, which, not gonna lie, kinda sucks. When it comes to gaming, my love of saving money contrasts with my distaste for clutter. As anyone who's been on a Steam sale, and PSN, the discounts aren't quite as deep, but usually you can get like 3 or 4 games for the price of one depending on how old they are, and at that point it's like, well, I'm not gonna not buy these games that I've been curious about for this heavily discounted rate, and then they sit there and you keep looking at them and you're like, game library, and like, did I feel like playing this? Nah. It's like somehow they've managed to give us analysis paralysis with the games that we already own. Like, I know GameFly still exists, but who really wants to add yet another subscription to the list? While Game Pass and PSN's catalog are the closest thing we have to a Netflix for games, not every game is on those platforms. It'd be nice to spend like $5 or $10 on a PSN rental just to see if I get jiggy with the game or not. I'm just saying, digital movies have been a thing forever, so it's not like the technology doesn't exist. I don't know why you can't just translate the temporary licensing of a digital movie rental to games, especially with game streaming kind of being a thing they want to take off. Like, I'd prefer to just download the game, but you know what I mean? Like, there are ways that they could use rentals to bolster other technologies they're pursuing, but they just don't. And there are all these concerns in the industry that people are spending less money on games, which is why they keep increasing prices and laying off game devs. And those increased prices are going to result in less people buying games, and laying off so many game devs means that you're going to have smaller teams making bigger games, which are likely going to suck. Considering that the audience who is still buying games is getting older and very likely feeling the cost of living crisis, I think folks will be more inclined to drop $5 or $10 to check out a new game over the weekend than dropping the whole $70 or $80 on a game they might not even wind up liking. It's not like adding a rental feature is going to make people outright cancel their PS Plus or Game Pass subscriptions. Just for the life of me, I don't know why this hasn't been a thing already, especially as literally every rental platform except GameFly has died. Ain't no more Blockbuster, ain't no more Hollywood Video, and there ain't no more Redbox. So it's either you buy it or you don't play it. And that's just, I don't know. I don't feel like that's good for the industry. I'm just saying, I think the industry needs to get a little bit more creative with how they distribute games, because it's like they just keep doing the same shit and have the shocked Pikachu face when they keep getting the same, and at this point, diminishing results.
Oh, you're not using your brain.
But hey, this is just my take. What's yours? Did you grow up in the age of game rentals? Would you want them to come back? Let me know below. So with that, I've been Joe, this has been Taste, and I'll see you in the next one.
Hi, dog. That was the bomb diggity, my friend. How'd you do it, dog?